So for the people who are genuinely curious about excessive facial hair growth, it is due to hirsutism as a result of PCOS, also known as Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome. It is not researched enough, but there is a little bit of information out there. With having PCOS, I do have an imbalance in my hormones, and PCOS can actually show up very different for every individual. For instance, with my PCOS, you can see I have an excess of facial hair growth, but I also deal with other symptoms such as irregular or prolonged periods, inflammation, a slower metabolism, and insomnia, amongst other things. Another major one that I deal with is periods of chronic fatigue, which can also send you into a slight depression or sometimes even a major depression. So that's actually why I waited 3.5 weeks to do this wax, because I was just like, not really feeling it, procrastinating, in my little funk. For this to be almost a month of facial hair growth, it wasn't really as bad as it could have been. I can attribute that to being more consistent with my waxing, also using a hirsutism oil and incorporating spearmint capsules into my daily routine. And I also drink a range of herbal teas. Now, you do have to be consistent to get results, and I do feel like I'm just not as consistent as I should be with those. I also notice positive results when I'm not in my fatigue funk and able to work out regularly. Intermittent fasting, as well as cutting back on refined carbs and sugars, have positive effects on my body as well. So when it comes to facial hair removal, waxing is definitely my method of choice. A lot of people ask about shaving creams or shaving powders, using razors, or getting laser, IPL, electrolysis, all types of suggestions, of course. But me personally, I just like getting in front of a mirror, warming up my wax pot, and going to town. Some people like to go get tattoos just because they like the little prickly pain, and others like picking at their face and popping bumps. I like snatching hairs out of my face. And some people are like so sympathetic and so sorry in the comments, like, oh, I'm so sorry you have to go through this. But I just count this as like a self-care service. Some people like to go get their feet done, their nails done, and even their hair done, and whatever other services are out there. But I like to get waxed. Actually, I'm so tender-headed that I 10 out of 10 would rather wax than go get my hair done. And as far as the pain, waxing my face hurts less than my tattoos. So at this point, since I've been so consistent with it, I would give it like a 2 to 3 out of 10 on the pain scale. And I ain't gonna hold you, when I actually did my underarms, that was more of a nuisance than me waxing my face. Before, the upper lip and the sideburns were like my worst areas, but going in reverse first actually really helps me. And per usual, like I always say, I know the pros may be in the comments telling me I'm going the wrong way. As long as I go in both directions when I do my wax, I really don't care which one is first. But that is actually going to bring us to the end of the wax after this last strip. And I'm going to go in with my after wax spray and just get all of that residue off of my skin and moisturize it as well.